Hi Pisces, this is your tarot reading for April 2025. I am Heather Dawn. This is Heather Dawn Tarot. Welcome if you are new to my channel, and welcome back if you are returning. So, April is the jumping off platform of your new astrological year, your new life, your new you, your new everything. Everything is new. We just had the Aries solar eclipse, that new moon on March 29th. And our astrological year actually began on March 20th. So happy new year, happy all new everything. I cannot stress that enough because we have been building up to this moment for a very, very long time. All spring equinoxes are special in that they are the doorway to new beginnings, but this one in particular, because of a lot of astrological shifts, especially with Neptune going into Aries as well, out of Pisces, which has been for a very long time. We are in the very first baby steps of the year of the Fool, as I am calling it. So this is the year where you are beckoned to listen to your inner callings, to take risks for what you truly want to do with your life, what you want to create, what you want to go towards, who you want to be, how you want to be seen, how you are showing up. Aries is the sign of the self, and this is truly answering the call of your soul, and taking a risk to be brave enough to take the action that is needed to make things happen, to make changes that are truly opening a new door for you. All right, so we are going to get you some 3 cards out of this deck and 3 cards out of another deck, and then we're going to affirm and confirm everything with another card and then the shadow card. So let's begin. What is showing up for you in April? What are your messages? What are you divinely being led toward? 4 of Cups. So that is opening up in April. It is a place of contemplation. It is taking inventory of the past. It feels like with this card, there's always this understanding, a deep connection of putting all these things together in your mind's eye, in your recollection of the past history that has led you to this moment. It is this contemplative kind of closure happening where you're still 1 foot in the past, kind of longing for certain aspects of it, but truly aware that there is this tapping on your shoulder that cannot be denied anymore. This new courageous, bold journey into self-discovery, self-love, self-identity that is of its truest essence more than you have ever known or embodied in your existence. It is that big. So this is that one sacred moment to just kind of sit and pause in this knowing that your life is about to change. You're about to answer the call. You do this because you realize that the past, even with the 4 of Cups, it's like you recognize that the past had some very precious connections and moments and times of celebration. And there's a lot to be grateful for, and yet it's also like you realize that you're walking away from a lot of that, of a lot of what brought those opportunities and connections to you, and you are embracing and answering the call of your soul. What else do we have for you? After this moment of pause and reflection, deep devotion to self, you have the Hierophant showing up. That is the card for Taurus. I don't know if a Taurus is of any importance to you, but we also, we do begin the season of Taurus in April. So perhaps there is this moment of needed reflection, contemplation that you're going to really embody, because there's an understanding and an acknowledgement of like a deep root system of acknowledgement that is needed before you truly commit to a new life in May. I feel like it's going to happen fully and show up fully for you in May. April, most of the time will be spent in this contemplative mode, kind of centering yourself before the new life begins. Now, Taurus season does start in April. And then we have the Five of Cups. So we have this progression from the Four of Cups to the Five of Cups. Yeah, this is, you got to walk away from some stuff that's going to be hard to walk away from. I feel like it's already in process. It could have already happened and you're just kind of like in the trenches of understanding and accepting it. That is some Venus retrograde energy. Now, Venus retrograde, we are currently having, as we enter April, we are having Venus retrograde, which we've been in for a while now, and we are having Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes direct, I believe, April 7th. I could be wrong about that, but I do believe that is the timing. And then Venus retrograde goes direct on April 12th, the same moment we have our next full moon. So there's a little sadness here for you Pisces. I'm not gonna downplay that. There's a stoicism here that has to do with what you are fully recognizing during this Venus retrograde of what you have committed to in the past that just perhaps in hindsight wasn't for your greatest good, or maybe it was for a time, but you've changed so much and want such a new and different experience in the realms of emotional fulfillment and relationships and love and partnerships and friendships that you know that you have to walk away from a specific way of being or doing relationships, how you show up, how you have accepted less than what you are worthy of. And yeah, there is this shift that happens that you are committing to your happiness moving forward. This begins fully. You embody this fully as we approach the beginning of Taurus season in April. And so it's kind of like the first half of April for you is just going to be this, you're taking it all in. You're taking in all the lessons of Venus retrograde that it has asked you to truly reflect on how you have shown up in your most important relationships, how you have changed and what you want to do different now. It could also be how you make money and how you want to do that now, what you're doing for a career moving forward. But to me, because these are cups, this is all about your emotional health, your nervous system, your vibrancy, your life source within. Like, what do you know and see? I think especially that last full moon that we had, and then this new moon in Aries, it's like you have been shown what is that has to go. Perhaps you've released it. I feel like you have, but now there's this moment of and maybe you're still figuring that out as we move into April during this Venus retrograde. But I think as Venus goes direct, you are accepting a lot of what you have to walk away from, because your sense and understanding of commitments and what that truly is to be in like the most healthiest position for yourself and your own sanity and for your emotional bliss, joy, you have to let these things go, and you are letting them go. And there is sadness in that, because it feels like you're losing some really, you're walking away from a specific way of being. You're walking away from some relationships that have been very important to you. Okay, let's get some clarifications on these cards. With the Four of Cups, what do we have? Strength card, yeah. This has been a process. This is not new information to you. I feel like all of last year, and when I say last year, I do mean all the way up until March 19th of this year. All last year, beginning with that Aries, with the beginning of Aries season in 2024, we began the year of the Strength card, the year of strength, building your strength, understanding how far you've come, how you apply all the lessons that you've learned in a way that you embody your strength moving forward, how you show up, how you react and respond in ways that are so different than you've ever responded, because you're different now, right? This is what was clarified for everyone in 2024. If you were doing the work, you were realizing what you've overcome, how the last few years. And really, if we think about in the context of your relation, in your reading, this is clarifying how much you have been through and changed and worked on healing and letting go within the realm of relationships for the last 8 years. When the Venus retrograde cycle began or happened 8 years ago, it initiated an evening star experience of Venus, which was like deep shadow work. So the last 8 years for you, particularly around relationships of all kinds, but specifically romantic possibly, and your identification with your relationship with yourself based in self-love, you have done the last 8 years have been about deep shadow work, going into the shadow realms, go into the deep core of the root systems. It could have been really hard for you, Pisces. You could have learned so much through some really hard things, learned how to let go, learned how to surrender, learned how to see yourself in a very loving way. And now we get to this new Venus star point that's going to be, it will happen. It'll be fully direct on April 12th, but we have 2 weeks of shadow, just like transition. So by the time you get to May, by the time we are in the middle of Taurus season in May, this has been happening. This has been a process. By the time we get to Taurus season, it starts in April, but fully in swing in May. You're gonna have a lot of new communication, a lot of new invitations, just lots of back and forth messages. You're going to be talking to yourself in so many new ways. It's going to be second nature. So what you have been working on this past year is finally coming into action. You've been learning, and now you are implementing in the way you communicate, in the way you attract, in the way that you say yes to invitations that you feel are healthy for you, and the way that you say no thank you to the ones that are not you anymore. I think by the time you get fully into May, I know this is an April reading, and it starts in April. It does start in April at the dawning of the dawning of Taurus season. But by the time you get to May, it's going to be in full swing. You might be a busybody in the realms of relationships. 5 of Cups, we have the World card. Yep. You are reaching an understanding in April of like completion. I am not the same anymore. I don't feel the same anymore. I don't react the same anymore. I don't want the same people anymore. I want all things new because I am new. The World is the last card in the tarot. It is like completion, not just of a chapter, but of a life cycle. You are beginning a new life. You're going to see and get lots of just movement by the time Taurus season begins in April. Absolutely. Okay, let's get another card to just kind of encapsulate all of these messages that have come through already. The Devil. Wow, I can't just do that card. I mean, I just want to clarify. I'm going to pull a clarifier with this deck on what the Devil is, because that's a big message. Let's see, what is this about? Yeah, I don't know what your past relationships have been like, but have not been healthy, Pisces. And I'm not even saying that you're like walking away from, like you, when I say your past relationships have not been healthy, that can mean a lot of different things. But you are so aware now in April, you can spot toxicity and negativity and addiction, like all these horrible things that just want to keep people in the dark. You see it, and you see it first thing now. When before, I think in the past with relationships, you overlooked that. You gave people a lot of grace, and it probably burned you. You probably were taken advantage of a lot. No more. Absolutely no more. You can see it. I think you've always been able to see it, but now you're like, you have the Nine of Cups with it. You're like, absolutely not. Nine of Cups is someone they are setting their banquet table for the type of party that they know they deserve now. They're only going to invite people who have beautiful things to fill up these cups with. You have worked so hard on yourself. You have this true understanding of what you are capable and worthy of, and only the best for you. Only the best for you. There is no time for it's like anything that shows up now in this devil energy, which is like the darkness, right? That's toxicity. It is like repulsive to you, when before I think it would have been tempting. It had it was seen as temptation of like, I can fix that, or they don't really mean it, or oh, they've been hurt, so I can love them out of this situation. No more. You've learned that those energies deplete you. People got to take care of themselves now. This is about you. Only the best for you, Pisces. Only the best. All right, let's get a shadow deck card for you. In this month of April, this is what you're kind of bumping up against. Like, what's the shadow work? What might be the trigger? Where's the advice for you? Yeah, slow and steady. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady movement. It feels like so many things are going to be popping for you. It's going to start in mid-April with the beginning of Taurus season, but it's going to be, it's just going to amplify. Lots of invitations, lots of people wanting your attention, and it could honestly all be great things. If it's not, you're going to see it right away. But just lots of busy energy. You might get increasingly more busy as we go through till the end of April into May. So the advice here is you don't have to say yes to everything. Give yourself just peace. Take things slow. Just because everyone else is in a hurry doesn't mean you have to be in a hurry. Make sure you go slow and give yourself some downtime. This is all about your stability. This is about your stability. That's a pretty straightforward message for you, Pisces. Yeah, you deserve the best. You absolutely do. I think the first half of April is going to, is going to clarify that for you. It's a very internalized energy of kind of reflection on the past and how far you've come. And there is this progression that happens into Taurus season, where you are truly saying goodbye, finally to the things that have been really toxic in your life. Like, this toxicity has had an extreme hold on your life. Whether or not that's, it can come in all kinds of forms, but I really think it has to do with relationships and the people that you've been dealing with, and how I know Pisces, they just want to see the good in everyone. They want, like, even if people treat them horribly, they're like, oh, they have compassion. They have compassion. And that compassion, you can still have it and have boundaries. And only the best for you, Pisces, moving forward. Yeah. Slow and steady, only the best. Say, only the best for me. I deserve the best, and I'm going to get the best. I have no time for the devil energy. Banished. All right. If you ever want a private reading with me, I do offer virtual readings. You can book through my website. It's in the box below. Or if you're in the Nashville area, book an in-person reading with me. I would love to meet face-to-face. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Happy April and into Taurus season. May is going to be, I think May has a lot to look forward to for you. Yeah, April's processing time. Slow and steady and only the best. Love you. Bye.